guys hit that like button. Please, it helps Brian absolutely. Hit that like button. Hit that for me. Give us a comment.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining for episode 10 of Magnets and Mental Health. I've added history to the title tonight because we've got Keith Poynter on again. He's going to be once a month, he's going to be coming on the show. So yeah, hope everyone's all right, hope everyone's well. Oh, I've done that, haven't I? Hello Jen, hello Hannah, Jordan, how you doing, sunshine? You all right, Sheila? How are we all doing? All right, I've just got to send a quick link to tonight's guest. Bear with me, everyone. Right, I'm back. Indy's come to join in the beginning. That sounds like you, right at the beginning. Hey, what are you doing? Formetics. Hi, mate. How you doing? You all right? We should have the guest with us soon. Hope everyone's had a good week. Better week than me. But I'm not here to talk about any of that. So, yes, absolutely. Glad to hear it, Sheila. You actually got a notification this time, Jordan. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, Sheila, she's starting to make her way to the back door now. So it don't look like it'll be long, and I'll be sitting here with the back door wide open. But in Essex today, it's been 14 degrees. And right now, it's still about 11. So it is really warm. Really warm. But in the southeast, it usually is, you know what I mean? Unless you get really bad weather. Right, that's her call for the door to be open. Come on, quick, Tracy. Come on, I'll leave it open so you can come in. Oh. Okay, right. Well, yeah, tonight Keith Poynter's going to join us again, and we're just going to do a bit of a Q&A with Keith and his wonderful knowledge. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Barry Mellor, how you doing, mate? You all right? Phantom Raspberry Blower, how you doing, sunshine? Hoff Drums, hello. How you doing, Gary? Heading to the pharmacy, thought I'd pop in and say hello. That's nice of you, Gary. Yeah, cheers, mate. Freezing in Cambs. Really? Freezing in Cambs? That's Cambridge, isn't it? Cambridgeshire. Yeah. Yes, I remember what you said earlier, Ash. Tell the world. Yeah, so anyway, I've just seen he's appeared, so let's get him on the camera. And I won't have to just keep talking then, will I? Here we go. Welcome to the stream. Keith.
Oh, hello.
How you doing, sunshine? You all right?
Yes. Hang on a minute. Hang on, let me get rid of something.
I think you need to introduce yourself properly as well, don't you?
My name is Keith Poynter. I'm the history man. I am talking from the hip.
Like that fucking idiot. I'm talking about history man from the hip. That shit.
Yeah, well, good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the history man talking from the hip. I'd just like to say that basically I've had some news, some really good news, and some awful crappy news.
Oh dear.
I was on my travels today with a friend of mine, doing some walkabouts as you usually do.
Right.
I had a look on my phone and I went, you what? Oh, by all accounts, the Glasgow group has finally.
Let's just cut that right now. I don't even want to give them the air. I don't want to give them. Don't even want to mention their name, mate. Let's just.
Nor do I. But I just said, Glasgow.
Absolutely, Glasgow. Nothing wrong with Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah, they're all right, Mark. They're brilliant.
Because Frank McAvenny used to play for them.
And the regiment is okay. Brilliant. Brilliant bunch of lads.
Fantastic.
It's ironic, really. The person.
It was like, no, honestly.
Now, listen carefully. The person I was walking with, right, with his dog, right, and his dog is a collie, right? Collie dog. He's got two of them. One of them's waiting for having pups, basically.
Mm.
And the father of the pups was going out for walks with us. The ironic thing about it, though, is Tim, my mate Tim, he's from Glasgow. So ironic, it's unreal, honestly. So yeah, I showed it him and he went, he looked at me and said, "You?" I said, "Yeah." Great, isn't it? Hey, he said, "Oh, a technical artist," he said. A bunch of nice people, he said. Anyway, going back to where we was doing a walkabout, basically we went to this old army base and I found out some information. The army base has been taken over.
Where is this army base, Keith?
This army base is the other side of Stafford, right? And the RAF helicopters, the army helicopters, have been based there now. So basically, that's how it is. What's this? The Phantom Massive. Yeah, right. Yes, right. Listen carefully, Case. We'll say this only once. Aha!
Don't have to repeat yourself, so.
I'll only say this once, yeah. That's what I say. Anyway, going back to...
We've got a raspberry blower in the chat, Keith, so...
yeah.
Hello, Barry.
Oh.
Hey, sunshine. You all
I
right?
had to turn the volume up a bit because basically the raspberry blower isn't blowing.
I think I said hello, actually. I think I said hello to everyone. If I've missed anyone...
Oh, hello, everyone. I can't see the chat at the moment because the chat is not up on mine, unfortunately. So I have to go by what Terry puts in the captions.
If anyone's got any questions or anything they want to ask Keith regarding anything, it can be life, it can be general, it can be history, just pop it in the comment section.
Right, well, I've got some things to show people. Now,
Yes.
what's been dragged out of the cut of late, there's been one or two of them actually, and I've done a bit on it Thursday night. But this is what it is. It's a copper boiler. It's for bailing out water out of a big copper boiler.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
In the olden times, it used to have a washing area at the back of back-to-back houses. And these back-to-back houses had outside loos, no bathrooms, outside loos, so if it's snowing outside, you'll be freezing your bits off. But a bit further over, there was a building for 2 or 3 houses where they could do all the washing and that.
Right.
And it was a massive big copper boiler, right, that had a fire underneath, a raw fire underneath, and it had bricks all the way around it, so it was a copper boiler. And these was hanging up, right, and what it is, it's bailing out the water once it's finished, and it goes in.
A hole in it. It's certainly not. It's just the shape of a colander, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like this is a colander one. The colander one is very similar to this, which has holes in it and everything. But it's for picking up your smalls if it's boiling hot water. I mean, red hot water. Right, you don't want to mix with them, so you use this to pull them out and slap it onto a table, which all the water runs up into like the floor is shaped like that. It's shaped like like that is in places, where the water drops off, runs into a culvert, right, which is an open culvert, so that it will run into the drain, basically.
Okay.
And what it is, you know, the old mangles, right? These mangles are like big masquerade rubber blocks or wooden blocks, which used to squeeze all the water out. My mum used to use one of those up until the 1980s,
Bloody hell.
right? Yeah, I mean we had our own boiler outside, right? Which I turned eventually. I turned it into a workshop, right? But the boiler I left because the boiler's ideal for heating up water if you're going to use anything for softening up leather and stuff. I
Right,
used to
yeah.
do that with me uncle, but my mum eventually used. We all gathered together and we bought her a washing machine, right?
Wonderful.
And it took her 2 months to figure out how to use it.
It took me a day, mate. Never used one in my life until I was 45. And
Yeah,
it took me a day, but I had 2 girls showing me what to do.
yeah.
I've never done that, mate. I've never looked.
Me mum, next door neighbour Marge, had to come round and show her how to use it, and she said, "What's one of these?" To my mum, and my mum said, "It's a baler. I'll show you what it is." And they was talking about the baler, right? Well, I was trying to do some leather work with my uncle because he was making some stirrups for somebody, right? And eventually, he got his factory in Warsaw, which the canal runs at the back of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So over in Warsaw, there's a canal there. I think it's been picked clean, to be honest with you. But what with these new magnets now, you can never tell. You'll always find some more stuff.
Power, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what it is. That's what a baler is. And quite a few people have found those in Warsaw and also in Cambridge.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, there you go.
That's cool.
Next one, which is very similar to what people have been. Hang on a sec. Bloody heavily. Many times the people say, "Well, a mangle, you've got the baler, you've got a furnace to boil up the water. What do you use for like an iron?" Well, these are irons, right? You found a couple of those,
Yeah, we have.
right?
We have.
You found a couple of these, and also Adam has. Nigel has. Nigel Lumpard has found them. Also, Phil from Birmingham Brummies has found these. Also, Wayne from Crazy Group has found these. The Johnson's family, there's quite a few people I could just run off. Even the Black Country Rats have found them, right?
Yeah.
These. And all it is, it's an iron. Now these ones, the ones, the steel ones, have been going for a long time. But the wooden ones, the wooden handled ones, right? They're the early ones. They're the ones from 1800s up to 1900s. Then after the 1900s, these came out, which is all steel. And my mum, many times when it gets too hot, has to get one of these. It's a big wad of wool, basically, wooden lock or mop stuff. It's to wrap it round there to pick it up because these can be really hot. And to find out if it's really hot, you don't put your hand on it. You go right. You go and you go. That means it's hot.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And to find out about it. Then these sides here, on the handle part, you'll find where they are made from. Right, there's loads of places to make from. This is, I've got 2 of these, right? I've got WD on it, War Department. And I found mine on an old embankment, which is appertaining to the new base at Stafford.
Okay.
That's where that came from. They don't use them, of course, because they use electric now, and even those they have somebody to do them all.
rather a rusty stain on whatever garment you try to iron with that now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The other thing I found on an embankment to a railway, which is now not defunct as I said before, it's been recommissioned to having another line through it, which is the HS2, right? There's a lot of digging on going on at the moment, testing the soil and everything else, and drilling and that. And me and my mate went for walkabouts over there, and I found this.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
That
I'm
is
on
a
the white jet.
shoe lass.
Having bloody kittens next to me. But she's
This is called a shoe lass. It's got a name on the side of there,
right. Okay.
boss. But I'm hoping to clean it up and find out what it is. But yeah, it did have another part there, another bit there, but it looks like it's been snapped off and over the years, and they cleaned it up. But that's everything.
Keith, didn't it, eh?
And these are bloody heavy. So trying to latch one on with a magnet, which, if I recollect, Peaky's cut out a few of these. Also, Mac, right? From and also Scotty B has, and quite a few people have. But I found out that there's quite a few people have banned and what me from basically telling them what it is, and then they found out what it might be, and they didn't get in touch with me. They just said, "Okay, we've had enough of him."
Scrap man. Oh, we've done it, Keith, and you told us that. You know, this is what we've got to spread the word this year.
Right, next one is really heavy. Hang on a second.
Take care, Barry.
Right, this.
What's that? A jackhammer bit?
No, it is a key hammer for railway.
For a railway?
Yeah. If you come across one of those, it tells you there what size it is and what weight it is, right? And then on that side, it will tell you if it's from Great Western, BR, Southern Railway, LNER, LNS, and even LNY. Now, the LNY ones are really expensive. I seen them on eBay last night, going for 320 quid. Now, the BR British Rail ones, right? British Rail ones are going between 25 and 30 quid.
Daniel from
LMS ones are going for, yeah, he had one. DS magnets. Right? He's got one. I'm not sure what it is. It's either BR or LMS. If it's LMS, they're around about between 70 and 80 quid. If it's Southern Railways, it all depends on the name. If it's got a name on there, which is either BR or GWR, right? BR is 25 quid because it commons them up basically, right? LMS, not so common, right? Around 80 quid, going on eBay. I'm only going by what eBay says, please, right? And then on top of that, you got LNER, right? LNER are going for about 180 quid, right? Southern are going for 140 quid. For the LNY one, which is Lancashire and Yorkshire, right, very rare items, 300 quid. And these are bloody heavy. You've got a style to go with it, right? But the latest ones are not the wooden styles. They are nylon fibre, right?
Fibre.
Nylon fibre, which is it's like a shocker basically. It takes the shock out of your arms. He says, I had two of those years ago. Yeah, I remember you getting them and you didn't know what they were, so I told you what they was.
Too
or
rusty to
something
read.
like it.
You know, look.
I go rusty from Latin. So I sprayed them black. Yeah, you can spray them black, or you can paint them with varnish. You keep the deterioration on it, or you can clean them up and do them like DS has done, and painted them black. One person I noticed, the LMY one he had, right,
Painted black.
he's painted it brown,
That's
right?
not a song. That's not a song, but painting black is.
Yeah, or you can varnish them. Like, one or two of them I got. This one here, right, is a Great Western one. The longer, hang on, if I can get the, this part here, looks like it's been chopped off, but they do come out a bit longer, about another 2 inches on top, or 3 inches up from there. The longest ones, right, are the LMS, LNER, and the LY, right? They're the longest hammers. They're the ones that go into the actual the wood, which are the wooden keys at one time, right? Then they took the wooden keys out because I was causing railway lines to split and part, right? So they had to put metal ones in, and they cut them down so they can use them for the metal ones. This one's a cut one down, okay? And a way heavy. And DS knows about it because it took him ages to get it out of the canal at one time. And he said, "What are the keys?" And I went, "Key hammers, mate. Keep them, they're worth a bit." So there you go.
Find one of them whilst making fish.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not worthy to scrap, man. You know, take it home. I
Right,
think
next.
eBay is what a lot of people generally use.
Yeah, eBay are finding loads of stuff, like, for instance, they're finding key hammers, pickaxes, shovels with GWR on them, VR on them, selling ridiculous money. Even the chairs and the bolts that go into the chairs,
Yeah,
right? They're selling them ridiculous
What
money.
about the bolts that go into the railway lines, Keith? Even they're worth money, aren't they? Train
Yeah,
bolts.
they're worth some money, but I mean,
Not
there's
much.
well,
No, I mean like a 10 or
yeah,
15.
well, you see the heritage centres, right? People think, "Oh, I'm not going to get them out the railway. I'm going to nick them," and they've nicked them.
I think that might be because it was switched a bit right. Is my volume okay now, everybody?
Yeah, fine.
It's good for you.
What it is, the bolts, they nick the bolts, even if it's loose or anything. They unscrew it and they take it away. And then the heritage centre had to close down at one time because somebody nicked all the bolts and chairs from the railway.
Right.
Don't know.
Yeah.
And then they found out that one bloke was selling them on eBay. When they found out, the police came round to his house. They found out half a mile of chairs in his back garden, right? And over 400, the barrels, oil barrels.
Oil barrels, yeah.
Yeah, they found 4 of those full, right, of bolts.
Full of bolts?
Yeah, he nicked them from every day, he nicked them from the railway.
Wow.
And he put them in barrels, basically, and then soaked them in diesel, which was nice of them. It was nice of him to do that, but he was selling them on eBay. In the end, the police nobbled him for stolen goods, and basically he's doing 3 to 4 years for stolen goods. So it pays you not to steal them. If it pays you to get them out the canal, yeah. If you want to give the items back to the railway, to a heritage centre to keep the railway running, fine. Brilliant. It'll be ideal for them because basically they haven't got 2 pennies to rub together. And half the time, like yourself, and I'll show you, give you an idea. I've got a picture, so if you can pick it up. That's me in the back. See all the sleepers on the floor, right?
Is it? Oh my God.
We managed to save all those sleepers for an extension of Chase Water, right? Now there's loads of railways that basically are looking to keep it going, and it comes out your back pocket. And if you steal from the railway, basically it's coming out of your own back pocket. So you steal for no apparent reason. There you go. This is a show that I did in 2019 before I had this, right?
Yeah.
And that's me there. The Jeep behind is mine.
You the main one. Bring it
I'm
closer.
on the main one with the Bren gun.
Bring it closer. Look, there's Keith, everyone. Look, with his Bren gun.
With my Bren gun,
It's good, mate.
right
It's good.
all at the side. Oops, hang on a sec.
Look, before he...
Yeah, that was before I had my beard.
Bless you. You're a hero, Keith.
I can't say that. Right,
But I know what you said to me in private, Keith, and that is that you don't feel like you're a hero, do you?
well, no, because I'm still alive.
You're
Yeah,
alive.
it's only if
You know
you
what I
die,
mean?
then you are the hero.
Yeah, the heroes are those that don't come home. That's what Keith says.
Yeah,
The ones that come home, they're not heroes. So,
no.
you know, that's an ex-squaddy talking. So that's quite amazing, thanks, Keith.
It's amazing what you can find and what you can't find, but what you do find is worth a bit.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah,
forget thumbs up, please, please, lovies. Yeah, please do. Please put your thumbs up, or those two thumbs up to say that. Cheers for that. Right, question. Okay, this is to do with tank rounds. What is the difference between HE and heat and hash? Well, I've had that before. The heat is for better purposes for blowing up things that's close by.
Right.
Okay. And also there's the gunnery do. They do a sort of fire first for effect.
Yeah.
Right. The HE is a fire effect one, which is like a tracer. It fires, and if it hits a certain object, like another tank, it will send it like a flash. Right. And then the second one, which is the heat, which is the next projectile, which either goes and hits the tracks or hits the top of the tank. Acts as an explosion, and the other one, right, is a projectile that goes through the tank, right, to make sure it's dead.
Okay.
That's all I was told, but in some cases, never happens. In some cases, they can fire a trace and it goes bing, 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 off like that. And you don't know where it's landed, and it explodes somewhere else, and you turn the turret over to fire that, and you find out it's different thing altogether.
Huh?
Right, what's the oldest object you have found magnet fishing case? Right, the oldest one I found for magnet fishing is a First World War dagger.
First World War what?
First World War dagger. Right, it's American one, right? It was very similar to the lend and lease sort of thing, but it was more like what the Americans were short of at one thing, wanted something from what they wanted, which the British wanted, and they were swapping things backwards and forwards. This is what my granddad told me. They had cans of bully beef, right? And I was getting sick and tired of it. And I said to my granddad, I said, what do you mean you were sick and tired of bully beef? And he said, oh yeah, we got fed up of eating the bloody stuff. So the Americans gave us chicken in a can, which is the first thing they had. So they were swapping foods, and they were swapping different types of bayonets and everything else. So yeah, June said not all heroes wear
Very true,
caps.
man. Very true. Not all heroes wear capes, Keith.
Oh, capes. No,
Capes.
capes. Yeah,
Just
there is certain types of capes you can use.
man.
I'm not sure about that.
Not all heroes wear capes. Superheroes. You're taking a piss.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean there. Yeah. I don't wear a cape now. I'm not forthcoming in that sort of thing. No, there is quite
I'd
a
like
few
to see you
things.
in a Superman costume, mate.
Oh, I can imagine me being in tight underpants and go, and the force be with you. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Star Wars. May the force be with you.
Right. Yeah, there's been quite a few things, and I found this First World War bayonet. Showed me granddad, and he went, "Where the did you get that from?" And I said, "Well, basically, I found it in the canal down not far from where we used to live." And I said, "Oh yeah, let's have a look at it." So he had a look at it. It was mint condition at that time because basically I didn't use a magnet in those days. In those days, in the 1970s, early 80s, we're using grappling hooks and we're pulling tonnage out. And all the tonnage we grabbed out of it out of there, you might find some of it at the Severn Valley Railway. You know the arch windows, right? With
Yeah.
had little windows inside all along, right? And it's still. Well, we found loads of those, and now they're at Severn Valley Railway, the boiler shop. We've got them in there, right? Also at Chase Water, there's some at Chase Water. There's some at Neen Valley Railway, and also down south as well, which is the White Forest.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, man. That's really good.
And we used grappling hooks. We didn't use magnets. The magnets only came in only 5 years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah,
fishers, magnet fishers don't really even use their grappling hook unless
no.
there's something out there and they think, it's too
Well,
heavy for
grappling hooks. I lost two of them. One in Tisley, and the other one is down in Snow Hill. Right, Snow Hill Station was still about, but it was used at the time as a car park area. And
right.
kids used to go in the car park area and used to steal stuff out of the Snowball station and lob it over and see how far it would drop onto the canal. We had
Okay.
to drag loads of stuff out of there.
Mm.
What's the most scariest, dangerous thing you've ever found, Keith?
This is like countdown. This is like the conundrum.
Sorry about this. Um,
Go on.
no, the most dangerous things is a very deep bet.
Oh, I suppose that's going to bring back memories, isn't it, Keith?
Jumping beanie.
Explain what that is to everyone, Keith.
Basically, it's a mine. It's devised to put any foot soldier if they land on it or put pressure on it. It bounces up, right, like a bean can, and explodes in half where there's thousands or even 500 ball
Jesus.
bearings about this big
No way.
shooting out, and it can cut people up really nasty.
You've actually seen that, Keith, haven't you?
Hmm.
You've actually seen that firsthand, what it can do. My heart goes out to you, son. I'm sure everyone in the chat right now, Keith was involved with one of these devices.
I'll be back in a minute.
Of course, Keith. Yeah, go ahead. I don't think maybe you didn't know Hannah, but when he was serving, he found one of those mines, but so did 4 of his friends, and Keith was the only one to survive. Mine went off at head height, and that's why he's got a beard now, because he's got massive shrapnel scars on his chin. So he's very lucky to be alive, but at the same time, he's still very good friends of his, you know. So I think I've just explained it, Keith. It's entirely up to you if you want to talk about it.
It's all right. Basically, it's give you an idea. I've got some money at the side of me. Haven't I? You know your 1 pences.
Yeah.
Right, that's a 1 pence, right? Imagine that a ball bearing, right? Or better still, nuts. Remember that size? It's the same size, basically, as a pipe bomb.
Right.
That they did in Manchester, and it killed that many people around.
Yeah.
Just imagine a bouncing beanie. Yeah.
Yes.
Bouncing beanie is similar to one of those, but a pipe bomb is more together. Right. Bouncing beanie is basically if they stood on it or stood on it, it shoots up and spins. And as it spins, it throws out all these ball bearings, size of a penny, and masticated anybody that's around. It'll go through wood, bits of concrete, bounces up steel, armor plating steel, but if it's normal thin steel like tin, it just goes right through you. It'll go through flesh, bone, anything. Right, they're the worst type of worst thing for a foot soldier. Right, the next thing is if it's anything like it was at the Manchester one, where that bloke went in with a pipe bomb attached to his back or front or whatever, and set go to it and basically killed all those people in there, and they had some of them was disfigured for life. That's how it is. It's very frightening. So even today, the people, if in doubt, right? If in doubt, call them out, right? If in doubt, call them out, because basically you can't be too sure these days. Like the Staffordshire water raiders, right? They called them out, and it turned out to be a belloc, a push boy. Even so, you can't be too sure. It's best to be safe than sorry, in it, eh?
Yeah.
If you've got a grenade on the end of your magnet, make sure you put it in a bucket of water because it's come out of water. It don't matter if it's freezing cold outside and pouring down the rain, you stick it in a bucket of water.
Stick it in a button.
Give you an idea, any type of grenade, most grenades, which I'll show you, hang on a second. This grenade, right? This grenade, it gives you an idea of what it is. Right. Now, there's some grenades out there of are called phosphorus grenades or surfer grenades. If you come across any of those, you got to steep it in water straight away.
I did.
Two of them.
I took it off my magnet because I weren't losing my magnet.
Take it off your magnet, right, with your gloves, right, and stick it in a bucket of water, or even better still, if you haven't got a bucket of water, a plastic bag, or put it back in the water. Because these ones, which are phosphorus, go through, if they explode, even a bit about the size of your fingernail,
right,
that can go through flesh, through blood, through guts, through everything, right, and still carry on. They'll even burn into the ground.
Oh my word, that's terrible.
Lethal.
It's so scary. You know what our grandfathers and that went through.
Yeah.
Great grandfathers.
Lethal. And people say, well, why have you got that, Keith? And I said,
Wow.
why have you got that? Well, the thing is, I've got this as a practice grenade. I found this on the mock battlefield, right, at an army base
Right.
some way back. And there was loads of these, and we picked them up because we knew what they were, right? A solid, we called now plastic. In those times, it was called Bakelite, right? Bakelite. Now, get this. Some people say, oh, you know, what's the point of having Second World War, this, that, and the other, and First World War? Basically, it's to stop the baddies, basically, one thing. Two is to give us freedom of speech, and freedom, it's supposed to be freedom of speech and freedom of life, right? So then we can walk us over and take over our country and come under the goose step.
Yeah.
Right? And the other thing is, during the Second World War, right, it cost in the region of 4 trillion, right, 4 trillion
4 trillion.
pounds. 4 trillion.
That's a lot of money nowadays, but back then, that's
That's a lot. But get this, you know how long it took us to pay for it?
That's nuts, mate. That's nuts.
Have a guess how long it took us to pay for that?
A lifetime.
No, I mean, the government, from the time we had them, right, from the Second World War, from America, all the stuff, and the stuff that got sunk, we still had to pay for that, right? And also the vehicles, army vehicles and planes and everything, every shell that we used, right, we had to pay for it. You know how long it took us to pay for that?
Go on.
2018.
2018.
2018, we had to pay off. And get this, when in the Second World War, people say, yeah, well, this, that, and the other. We was broke, that country was. And then, in 1950, the other war broke out, which is Korea. We had not a bloody piss to potty, or pot to piss. We didn't have a pot to pissy, right? And we had to borrow from the Americans again, and Canada, right, and every other place we had to, right, for NATO. And you know how long we got to pay for that now? 2030.
Oh wow.
We're paying off
Isn't it, eh?
them, and then that's why Bahama, or whatever his name is, right, the president at the time, when he came out of the Brexit, right, wanted us not to join, want us to stay in there, because basically that's where they wanted the money off us to pay for the wars we was in.
Right, yeah.
That's why they wanted us to go and join them after the Korean War. They wanted us to join the Vietnam War. Nah, we didn't. Well, unofficially we didn't.
Unofficially we didn't. So what? So was there British services that were there helping the Americans? Well,
those we called now. We was their eyes to the ground, basically.
The climate and the way that land is in Vietnam, mate. We was never destined to win that one.
Well, it was the early part of Vietnam that our guys was in there, but it was more for spy type ones, you know, for the Cold War and also for that sort of thing. Because don't forget, the Cold War was still going on until 1985, 86.
Yeah, I was about 13.
85 was when they found out that the Berlin Wall was going to come down.
I was just about to say, I can remember being a child and Germany was East Germany and West Germany, and they didn't see eye to eye, did they? You know, it was a bit similar to Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, really.
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be rifts, aren't there, when there's borders, this country's so close.
Okay, thanks for the raspberry. Right, said, I know have a love for trains, but also I have an interest in
Shut
traction
that
engines.
door, Keith. I'm getting a bit cold
Well,
in here for a
well
while now.
there's a place not far from me which is to do with traction engines,
Yeah, I'm
right?
listening.
Which is the other side, just by Derbyshire, actually, the between the borderline of Stasham and Derbyshire. There's
Right.
a club. Basically, they've got traction engines there, all types of vehicles, dating back to the 1800s, and some are well known. And at one time, even crying out loud. Um, Two famous people went down there. One of them is to do with Fred Digner, is one of them, and the other one which was to do with traction engines and everything else, which was Fowler, FG Fowler, right? He was down there before it became a well-known um, traction engine club.
Right. Okay.
Right. RF Gale in the North Yorkshire was a lookout point for the war. The lookouts were shaped of golf balls. Yeah. Um, Actually, it was for the Cold War. They used them for, and they still are today in some cases. There's loads of bunkers up there that basically have been um, disbanded. Yeah, that
Okay.
basically they've used for museum purposes,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them are disused altogether. So there's quite a lot of it about Balkans from what happened to the Cold War. I remember it well with the Cold War. Everybody thought, well, I said to my dad, when he was
I was too
alive,
young. I was too young.
what happens if they drop the bomb? He said, bend over, son, and kiss your ass goodbye.
Is that what he told you? And what you was a child at the time when he told you
Yeah,
that? Oh,
basically,
but
we was
don't
canned fire, like, you know. Me dad said to me, he said, all it's down to is personnel, the family of the personnel that there are underneath the ground, right, and also personnel that basically run the gauntlet of finding out what's going on and what's going down and who's still alive and who isn't. And also there'll be the radio will come from underground, not from above, because
right.
there's nothing left above.
Right.
People say, well, why don't we paint our houses with lead paint? That's it, it's no good. You'll still die of a disease called radioactive. And radioactive killed my dad.
Oh my word! It's radiation, isn't it? If it's
Radiation was
radioactive,
still
then
right. Yeah, was still right at the time where my dad went over to Japan, right, for R&R from recording out the war, right, that we had. And basically, my dad went over from Korean War for R&R with his mates.
yeah.
And the only place he could have R&R was where they dropped the bloody bomb. And it was at Hiroshima. And because Hiroshima is still, up until 500,000 years' time,
I know it's still going to be radioactive, isn't it?
still radioactive, and people go there for a fucking holiday. That's what gets me.
Chernobyl, mate. You've got all the urbex explorers right now going. They're going to Chernobyl, and they're taking them devices that measures radiation,
Yeah,
and telling them it's unsafe, and they're still doing it and filming away. You
yeah.
know what
But they're filming in a way because basically, in years to come, right, when they're all dead and buried and me disappeared from the face of the earth, which quite a few people want me to do, right? We'll find out over the years in time, they'll prevent it to people and say, this is a place you don't want to be. Right, and some raspberry blower again. The USS Air Force Air Base near the Oxford has a golf ball type buildings and are still in use. Yes, they are. Also, right, over by Lancashire and Yorkshire, right, they got what they call the TP ones, shaped like the
triangle ones, yeah.
triangle ones. They still use those. And also GM, which is just outside Kent, I think it is, GM, right? They're still doing radar and picking up everything, what we say.
What?
So what we say is recorded on their recorders. They record everything that goes on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
There ain't enough people, there ain't enough staff, there ain't enough hours in the day, mate.
No, that's what we thought. But basically, there is scientific people that out there that will do everything possible just to find out if we're doing the right thing by saying, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. So it still carries on.
Well, Keith, the modern world that we won't be a part of forever, and the world is going to change, mate. Especially,
well, I hope it does.
It's going to make things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Political things are going to happen. There's going to be an uprising. There's going to be
changing the subject to what people are saying. God, just kick the bucket then. Oh, right. Well, here's one for you.
Yeah, mate. After last time, when you come over here on my bloody live, don't you dare kick the bucket on one.
I know.
And that was History Man talking from the hip. He's now in a fucking casket. No,
yeah.
Keith. No.
Here's one for you. Everybody said to me, well, how are we going to carry on with so much, like last year and the year before, with shortage of this and shortage of that?
Yeah.
I refer to them as do like they did in the First World War and the Second World War. You dig for victory. In other words, dig for a garden, right, and start planting your own bloody vegetables. Because you couldn't get them in the shops at the time.
Wow.
If shortage of toilet paper, you used normal newspaper cut off to make toilet rolls, right?
And that was probably harder newspaper back then than what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
I bet the paper was a lot harder and a lot crisper and a lot like tracing paper.
My mum said, I said to my mum years ago when I was a kid, and I said to my mum, I said, Mum, I've got to do some drawings out of this book. How can I do it? She said, use some toilet paper. Said, what? The toilet paper was called Azil or Zale, right? And it was like tissue paper. Right, they came in the box like this big.
Late 70s, early 80s. I remember that.
There was green and cream, that was it. And you pulled a sheet out.
Oh,
and you stuck it in the book and you started copying it with a pencil.
Yeah, it's like baking paper.
Yeah. And when you say that to young kids these days, they think you're going off the try, like, you know. They think you're going do loud. But no, we had to make our own arrangements at the time.
Wow.
When TV was just new at the time. I mean,
late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, there was nothing much on TV like it is now. It's like crap.
White TV and all, mate.
Yeah, well, you see, nowadays they charge you the earth for because now license that basically it's not worth 2 pence.
I haven't got a trust in TV, mate. They can stick a TV license up their arse.
Well, That's what I try to do, but I've got a TV there, like, you know. And
I've got a TV, but I ain't got an aerial, mate. So I just use
oh no, I ain't got an aerial either.
services. Fuck all, nothing to do with BBC, and then
Nah.
they can't.
Well, they say the BBC reckons they own everything that's around. That's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They own everything and everything, and every device that you've got.
There's no way they can't see every post.
Well, anyway,
I think they randomly check. That's what it is. It's like a random number generator, and they just randomly check numbers, you know.
Right now, this is what I came across years ago, and I still swear by it. And you can still get them if you can from second-hand shops, bookshops, second-hand bookshops, or even charity shops. Now, this is I got from my area where I live. This is Staffordshire WI. That's Women's Institute, right? From 1919 to 1979. There you go.
Wow, look at that cookery book from that long ago. That's over 100 years ago now.
Yeah. Well, give you an idea. It tells you how to go about different things, what we're short of in the time when we had the pandemic on. It shows you how to go about it, cookery-wise.
Wow.
And then another book, which is simple one, right?
From the early 20th century. That's mad.
Yeah. Well, the other book, which is very similar to, is called Make and Do. Make ends meet and do, right? And it was during the First World War and Second World War, which they have run out of everything and they had to do what they had to do. You have a look on YouTube and look for farms at war, right? Or in war farms. It was on. It's usually on Together, which is on some channel, and then it's on Yesteryear as well. It was on there, right? And it's about wartime farms, and it showed you this woman called Ruth, right, who showed you how to do cooking and how to do repairs during the First World War and Second World War.
Wow.
And that's how I got the idea of using that, right, for me cooking, because, you know, there's certain things you can use and that. And also make ends meet. That means to say repairs. If you can't get out to places to buy a pair of jeans or trousers, you used to make your own pieces of trousers. If you lost weight, you put stitches up round by the waistband to bring in a bit, and then you put the belt round, and then you put where the press stud used to be, you can't get the press stud out. So what you do is you build it up and put a button in there, something like that.
Okay.
Right, and you can put a button there, and then making a buttonhole, you make another piece of cloth round it, with the slit in it, and you sew that round the slit, right? And
So
in
the early 20th century, in the early 1900s, right, there was still life hacks. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. There was still life hacks back then.
Oh, yeah, there's loads.
Nuts. Absolutely crazy.
There's loads of stuff. And people say to me, well, you know, Keith, how would you go about doing this and doing that and doing the other? Well, here's one for you. A mate of mine asked me only today.
Right.
Come round, he says, how can I find, you know, the drills? I said, yeah. How can I find the drill numbers on the side when it's all full of rust? I said, have you got any Brillo pads in your house? Brillo pads? I said, yeah. Yeah, Brillo pads for doing your pans and everything else. Not really non-stick pans, but used to have those. I said, yeah. Use one of them, bit of water, bit of soap, it's already got soap in it, and use your drill and you clean it. As you clean it, it takes up off all the rust around the numbers of what you need to know. And he said, oh, I'll try that. He phoned me up 10 minutes later before I was due to come on here. He phoned me up and said, hey, that works, you know. I said, yeah, it shows you in the Second World War book I got. Nothing yet.
No, information is out there, but people are unaware, mate.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised.
I've got to say, still got a bit of a toothache, mate. I only had 4 hours sleep last night. I had a terrible toothache. Progressively worse.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. The best thing for toothache.
I think I found it, mate. So Hannah from White Welly last night, she said to me, on your lives, Terry, you go on about gargling salt water for a bad throat. And I said, yeah, I do. That works. And she went, yeah, well, don't gargle it. Put it over the infected area of your tooth. And, you know, I did that 5 or 6 times last night, about 2 o'clock in the morning. And it really did work. I woke up, mate, only had 4 hours sleep. I woke up at 8:30, went to bed at 4:30, and I'd had 4 hours sleep, and I woke up with no pain. And it was only about 2 hours ago when I'm laying in a hot bath. And I just thought, I'm just going to chill now before tonight's episode. I'm going to lay down and chill. Got the old Radox in the bath, you know what I mean? And, and laying down, the blood starts to rush to your head. It come back. And I've still got it now. And that's why I'm not as vocal tonight. Because when I talk loud, the vibration from my fucking foghorn of a mouth, the vibration hurts my gum and my tooth.
Here's one for you. I know what you're going to try and say. People, now listen carefully. If you've got a toothache, like Terry got, right, your best bet is to get yourself some cloves. Now the cloves you put in your food, right, to make it nice and it's like when you put into your bacon. And
what do I put in my food? Ketchup, mate.
Yeah, apart from that, I mean, you can use cloves, right?
Like clove of garlic.
Well, not clove of garlic. It's called cloves, right? It's a wood. Oh, hang on a second.
Yes, Keith. Go and show us one. Show me what so that if I'd find one in the future, I won't go up to the camera and say he's a Brussels sprout. You know what I mean? But thank you very much to the moderators that are working very hard behind the scenes. You really are stars, a lot of you. Absolutely amazing. Right. And thank you everyone for joining. I'm sorry if I ain't said hello.
Oh yeah, thumbs up, don't forget.
Go on. Clove oil,
now,
yeah. I think
these cloves, they're about, I think, did you see them? Oh,
no,
there.
Yeah.
Right? Rub it on the gum, on your bit, on your gum, or on your tooth where it's aching. And
Really?
It stops that.
No way. Where do I buy that from, Keith?
Well, give us your name and address and I'll send you a load.
That'll be in a private message later on. Don't you worry about that.
You can get them from any places that sell herbs and spices.
Oh, it's a mixed herb. Okay. Now I know. I understand that.
It's cloves. And basically, with cloves, you can use them not only for basically, you got to watch it though. Don't put it too much on your gum if it's hurting too much. It is poisonous. Be very, very.
Now it's poisonous. It's poisonous. Toothache, but it's fucking poisonous, Keith.
Yeah, but listen up. It's only used as a numbness to stop the numb of the pain, right?
Well, salt water done that for me last night.
Salt water only lasts for a couple of hours.
But I woke up with no pain, mate. I woke up with no pain. I had no pain all day, no pain relief. And then I laid down in the bath and then it fucking come back, didn't it? Fucking typical. Typical, Keith.
Yes, I just say my phantom back.
Yeah, a pair of pliers or stilts are good for toothache. Not for my fucking teeth, they ain't phantom.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I used a pair of pliers. I used a pair of pinchers to pull mine out.
Yeah, look, as Hannah said, Just buy some clove oil. It's not as toxic. Ha ha.
Exactly.
It's about 5 times more expensive, Hannah.
Yeah, but it's good stuff.
This is
And not
kids'
only that, listen carefully, right? Right, only cost 50p.
50
Right?
fucking p. 50 fucking p.
And you can use it for your pork, your fish, your chicken, and also anything else. But also, it's also used as if you get an orange, and to make it nice and smelly, you can put these in the orange all the way round, right, and hang it in your wardrobe, and it stops moths getting into your wardrobe.
Fuck me. This I'm going to rename this video Keith's Life Hacks 2022. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got millions of them, mate, and they all range from 1800s up until the present day.
Sounds good.
These are used for all sorts, not only toothache, also back strain, and also leg. If you've got a leg in plaster, this is ideal, or even the oils are ideal. You put a bit on one part of the oil on your plastered area, right, and it stops the bloody pain.
Wow.
It's better than having bloody.
What's inside it? I mean, I wonder if there's anything like a form of a painkiller inside it that might be paracetamol or cocodamol or something like that.
Listen carefully, right? Listen carefully,
Yeah,
right?
I'm listening.
When you're in the army, it shows you how to do survival, right? It shows you how to use certain types of what you call now herbs and spices.
Yeah.
Not only herbs and spices is good for your food, but also good for your inner, right? Turmeric is good for you.
Turmeric.
Right? Turmeric. Right? Also, certain type, over in we call now India, right? When they're fighting the Japs. Even some of the medicine that you dare think about, they use to save people's lives. Right? It'd be a surprise. I mean, in Burma, right? My next door neighbour told me, because he was in the tank regiment, what they used to do is when the food used to go off and cause maggots, right? Food, meat and that, what they used to do was they used to get rid of the maggots and that, which is caused by the flies laying on them, clean it all off, right? Before it used to go manky and there was a shortage of food, they used to put it in a container, right, and put all manner of herbs and spices in it, and water, and boil it up, and they used to make curry out of it. Even the curry of today came from Birmingham, where it used to have called the balti. A balti means curry. Curry in a bucket.
Is that what balti means?
Yeah.
What?
A balti means curry in a bucket.
And to answer Phantom's question, where do you think aspirin comes from, Tel? You're asking the wrong fucking person, mate.
Well, all right.
I don't know where it fucking comes from.
Aspirin came from a plant, right?
Okay.
Aspirin, right? Or
Wealth of knowledge.
This sort of stuff, it stops headaches, right? If you crush it in your hands like that, right, and you breathe it in, it gets rid of all the mucus that's in your body.
Okay.
And I learned that from an Indian, right, who was telling actually he wasn't an Indian, he was a Gurkha. The Gurkha told me how to use some of the stuff.
I worked with lots of Gurkhas on the buses, lots and lots.
I'm going to throw it over to him now, and it'll whack him on the side where it hurts, and it'll get you down.
I fucking wish, Keith. I wish.
Right,
no,
I'll let you talk.
I'm gonna get some really strong fucking mouthwash.
I'm gonna let you talk to Terry, or Terry have a talk, right?
Go and have a fag, Keith. Yeah, go on, you go and have a fag. We're
Please,
not going
thank
to do a long one tonight, Keith. It's already been an hour and 10 minutes, but we'll go on for an hour and a half and then we'll call it a night.
you.
So,
Sure,
honestly,
I've got loads. I've got books of everything here.
I know you have,
Oh,
mate.
sure.
But you're going to be on the show once a month, mate. Every month this year. Every
Yeah,
month this year.
I might go in before then.
Keep the space in your diary to come on every month, boy. Every
Oh,
month.
you want to see the stuff? My mate wants me to do one for the MVT. Yeah, they're hoping to get things sorted out for
Tell
MVT.
people,
So,
you say these abbreviations, Keith, but tell people, what does the
well,
MV stand for?
MVT is Military Vehicle Trust, right? It gives everybody an idea from what it used to be from the First World War up until the present day, right? There's people out there that use vehicles of all different descriptions to look after them, right? They are a
It's
general.
wonderful that they do that. I suppose it's just like some people collect second-hand and classic cars, don't they? You know, it's a different form
Or,
of
or in your case, your mates driving around second-hand bloody buses.
second-hand buses.
Buses or buses. And
Buses.
you
Buses.
buses. Sorry,
Buses.
down in London they call them bass. Right over here, up our end, we call them buzzies.
Bus.
Buzz, as in B-U-double-S, double Z, sorry. And they
Yeah.
call them bass. I'll take the mick out of.
Human encyclopedia of knowledge, and I agree, Hannah. He is. And he's a
I
character.
learned a lot, and basically what you read, it stays inside. In my nephew, it goes through one ear and out the other.
Younger generation, it usually does nowadays, Keith,
Yeah.
because they've got so much at their disposal. You know, when we were children, Keith, and I mean, I know you've got a little bit of time on top of me. When we were children, you had to go out to find entertainment. There weren't entertainment. You were at your mum and dad's house. You had to go out with your friends.
Where you guys go magnet fishing, when I used to go grapple hooking or mountaineering, climbing, skiing. We used to do everything when we were
Fucking love to see you do all of them above, mate. I tell you what, I think people would fucking pay for it.
I even done abseiling, right? I've even jumped out of planes 15,000 feet, you know? Field dressing, yeah. I was talking about field dressing in a bit, and this is what people think, oh, it's put me off my food, you know, you'll listen to this and it will help out. It even helped out two mountaineers, two climbers in Wales. I'll get back to you.
Okay. There you go. Well, I think Keith's just leaving us for a fag. So, yeah. Like I said, I've had a really bad toothache. It's been coming and going for a couple of weeks now. And I do need to pull up my big boy pants and book an appointment at my dentist. I haven't really got a dentist, but I'm on the waiting list to be in my local dentist. And I've been on that waiting list for 2 years now. I'm still waiting. But he did say if ever there's an emergency, I can call. But I just don't like fucking dentists, you know what I mean? Never have done. Had a few bad experiences as a child with dentists. And I think, you know, trauma, any form of trauma, and then it makes it hard to face in the future, doesn't it? But yeah, that's all it is, everyone. You know, it's like I'm just reverberating. It's not a bandage on my wrist, it's a fucking bandana or a snood. But I use it normally as a bandana. But no, people are probably wondering because that's not come up in the chat, but that just come up via Instant Messenger. Yeah, it's not a fucking bandage. Nothing wrong with that. I just wear it. I wear it sometimes if I get a bit sweaty, you know what I mean? I can, yeah. But no, Keith has been amazing again tonight. Excuse me. I haven't eaten today. I've been getting into a pattern this week where I've been eating later and later. There's been a couple of times this week when I've not wanted to eat at all. But you know what? Over my head and absolutely fucking onwards and upwards, carry on regardless. And yeah, I'm not even going to say what I would normally say.
Okay, I'm back. I've had a pack.
Learn.
And I feel a lot better now I've had a cigarette down, mate. I can count on getting everything else. Oh, by the way, now that object you got from the river, Cal,
What, River Colne, yeah?
yeah, does that look like anything?
That looks just like something we pulled from the River Colne, yes.
Yeah, it's
No,
right.
fucking telling me that's worth money now, Keith.
I'll tell you, slithers of those.
We looked at it and we said it looks like an eye, but it looks like something to do with a railway track, doesn't it?
It is a railway track. It's a bullet. That's the bullet type, and that part there goes into the chair. Now the one that let me see. The one who found it, Brad, he bought a chair up and he bought one which had a plate that wide on it. Right? Well, that's called a flat bottom rail. And you can't fit one of those in the chair because it's not made for that. The usual pieces are still like that flat. There's 6 holes in them. And
okay.
if you've got a piece of metal that's shaped like a hook, right, which long come down and you found a load of them, that's what they're for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and if you don't believe me, have a look on Terry's Epic Magazine. Oh.
Hey,
Oh my God!
how you doing? You alright?
Yeah, fine. I was doing a resume of what you've got out.
I'll just turn the camera around on him, everyone, so he's not expecting this. What's that?
Indeed.
We're having our regular catch-up tonight, so, and we've got a lot to talk to. A lot of people to talk to and a lot to talk about.
Yeah, well, before you disappear, I want to show you something else.
Yeah, go on, mate, go on.
Now, in this book, it will show you what a breakdown of a Sten gun looks like.
Okay.
There.
That's all the pieces of it. Wow.
That's all the pieces of the Sten gun. And people say to me, well, why is that? I thought they come in one lump. Yes, that is for when they was doing parachuting. Right? It can collect it all up and put it underneath the garments. Now, I've got a couple of those garments, which I've got a full set of the British Airborne. I've got a full set of American Airborne, and I've got a full set of the German Airborne. And this year, I've got 4 engagements. And I've overbooked myself. I've overbooked myself with you, Terry. Right? I've rounds and dingbats with my own group, right? And basically, I'm outstripped myself. Basically, I've got to go somewhere else instead. I can't be with you, unfortunately. But I'll have the phone by my side of me, just in case anybody has any.
I'm sure, mate. I'm sure there's got to be some historical in that pond.
And some raspberry borough.
And the mud, mate. The mud larking is going to go ahead, and the metal detecting all the way along the coast. Up to,
well, listen. I've been told by a good friend of mine, over by where you were, right, there's an old army base, right, which is the Rangers during the time. And the Rangers were used during the times when they had to get to the cliffs to knock out the tanks, the guns that supposed to kill, right? Those Rangers are parked up where you got that concrete bridge that basically goes
concrete. Yeah. Another one.
Yeah, there. You scare around that area, you'll find loads. not only buttons but also badges, and also it was a part of a POW camp and all.
Shut up, Keith. A prisoner of war camp.
Yeah.
See, we don't realise, do we, everyone? We just don't realise what is around us and the history that is around us as well.
Right. Now, going to Raspberry Blower, right, says, do you have any railway millimeter as well?
Memorabilia. Keith.
I've got loads. I've got loads, right, of railway
Yes.
millimeters,
Yes.
I can't say.
Got a bit of an addiction as well, Keith, haven't you?
Yeah, I need one of those.
I don't want it. It's not drugs. It's eBay.
One thing, yeah, I've got loads on railway. You can see that one behind me, that picture,
Yeah.
right? That's railway station at in Birmingham, which
Oh, really?
which they should have used for Peaky Dippers, and they didn't.
Well, we had a railway station, mate, at the Brighton Sea Community Centre that stopped. It stopped running in 1953.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Beeching, Dr. Beeching for an Axbridge. Yeah, well, this one here, right, is mooring station, right, Moor Station, and it's still there today.
Community Centre was the railway. Community Centre was the
Right,
railway.
Moor Station, right,
Right.
still there today, and it's been made up so it looked like a whole lot is paired by it. But people say, oh, it's made up. It's not part of it. Is. It's
And
the
they're an
original.
actual-
It's the original station, right, in Birmingham. Oh, yeah. It's original Birmingham. It's original Birmingham station,
Yeah.
right? And Peaky Blinders should have used it for the dance. Guess where they used it for?
Okay.
Hello.
Right.
But he wants everyone to say hello. Come on, say hello to Pete.
Come on, I want to see what comments. Say hello.
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 What's up?
Right now,
Tom.
this station, right, should have been in Peaky Blinders, but they didn't. They've done the filming at another station, which is nowhere near Birmingham. It's over about 80 miles away, right, which is called the East Lancs Railway.
It's Weed and Beck's nowhere near Birmingham either. But go on, yeah.
Well, anyway, there you go. You know, that station there, which is mooring station, should have been on Peaky Blinders. It had everything to do with Peaky Blinders at the time when it was around. That station has been there since the 1800s, late
Wow.
1800s, and up until the present day, and it's still being used today
Wow.
in Birmingham,
Wow.
right? And people say to me, oh, have you got any more railway stuff?
I've been to Walsall, mate, and I travelled through Birmingham, and I didn't think that would be anywhere.
With a camera, hang on a second, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to bring the camera round.
Careful with the camera. Camera. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody.
Well,
It's all an improvement, isn't it? We ain't had to call any ambulances this week.
no, yeah, look, that's Snow Hill Station.
Keith.
At the Snow Hill Station when railways were running through it.
That's an old steam
Right.
engine.
That's an old steam engine. So you got that one,
Right, okay.
okay? And I've got loads more over there. Yeah, there's that one there, which is Service by Night by Dave Shepherd, Signful. Right, and I've got a load more. And other than that, sorry, you offered me £2,000 for that.
Shut up. Look, the
I
Wrangler.
Wrangler boots.
Yeah, oh, fucking hell. Mate, that was the first pair of jeans I ever had were Wranglers.
Yeah, Wrangler boots. Hang
Wrangler.
on, let's get it right, that's it.
And it's worth that much money, £2,000.
Yeah, and when I bought it, I was only 10 years old and I bought it for 15 quid from the second-hand shop.
Mm.
right? And there's I've got loads, mate. I've got loads of railway stuff.
Anna's asked another question in the comments, Keith.
Yeah.
In Snow Hill.
Where's Snow Hill? Well, Snow Hill Station is just outside Birmingham New Street Station. There's 3 stations in Birmingham, right? Snow Hill Station, and then you walk across a bit further down, quarter of a mile down the road, right? There's another station called Birmingham New Street Station. Next to Birmingham New Street Station, to the right, you walk a bit further down, right? There's Moor Street Station. And then further over, which is a broad gauge one, which is called Churston Street Railway, which is now where the HS2 is going to be.
Mate, that won't even be fucking finished in our lifetime, Keith.
Well,
Here's
one for it. They even found, when I'm digging it up, right, underneath where it used to be the post office mail vans and lorries and trains that used to go there, right? After Dr. Beeching put an axe through it, of course, then the post office took over the area, and now it's been laid waste, and now it's been dug up. Underneath it, they found broad gauge areas where the trains used to run from Thurston Street up to the engineering place, engineering depot area. And when they measured it up, it was broad gauge, 8 foot, 8.5.
Bloody hell.
Not the usual one, which is 5 foot, 8.
Bloody hell in the sense of like, I haven't got a fucking Scooby what you're talking about. I've just seen a spider on my wall that's fucking big.
There is one here.
Fucking big.
That is big, Pete.
Fucking big.
Fucking, I ain't having that spider on my fucking wall.
There is one for you. This one made mine absolutely blow out, right? Now listen to this. There's over in UK alone, right?
Yeah.
There's over 50 different gauges.
Really?
50 different gauges in the UK.
Wow.
Now, this will get stupid. There's T gauge, which is about this big. Then you got Z gauge, which is a bit bigger.
Okay.
Then you got N gauge, which is narrow gauge. Then you got 009, which is a bit bigger.
Okay.
Then you got 00, which is Hornby. Then you got O gauge, which is my gauge, right? Then you got gauge 1. Then you got G gauge. Then you got 12-inch gauge, 15-inch gauge, and then you got 2 foot gauge. Then you got 3 foot 6 gauge, and then you got 4 foot 8.5, which is a standard gauge.
Okay.
Then you got the other one, which is the broad gauge. Then you got narrow gauge after that.
What? Can I ask a question? What the fuck is a gauge? Never heard of it before. Gauge is like what a fucking a speed gauge. The speedometer is what I'd call a gauge. A fuel level, empty to full, is what I'd call a fuel gauge. So I'm wondering. So basically, railway track.
The gauge there to there.
Yeah. Right.
That's our gauge.
Okay.
Right, and it will give you an idea of the gauges.
You learn something every day. You really are a teacher. You're a wonder of knowledge. You really are. I fucking love Keith. I love him. I really do.
There's loads of gauges, right, for railway.
Yeah, there's loads
That's just the tip of it. You haven't got the other gauges, which is Japan gauges, the American gauges. You got the other type, which is the German gauge, right? They're all different gauges. The Americans, right, is standard to HO. Standard to HO is double O, which is Hornby, right?
Right, okay.
Now, Hornby, right, they're duping models. Their gauge is the same gauge as us in standard gauge on BR, the British Railways, right, which
Okay.
is 4.8 Whereas the only country during the 1800s to 1900s,
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you, Keith. I'm laughing at a message that just come up on my tablet. But
right,
go ahead.
on the broad gauge ones, they came in, right, and it was from George Stevenson, who said it would be better if we had it all standard one gauge.
Really?
4.8
Sorry, Keith. I'm just laughing at the fucking comment, mate. Sorry, but Jen can't gauge the conversation.
Yeah, the trouble is, there's that many gauges, it's unreal.
And Hannah says she actually understands what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me because Hannah's got a brain the size of Brazil. Did you know that, Keith?
Yeah.
Like welly magnet fishing, her brain is basically the same size as the country of Brazil. And not many people know that.
Well, I've got that much information. It's unreal. So anyway, coming back to the people who was climbing, they had an accident, and one bloke gauged his head out really bad, and he had to lie down and basically get people to come and pick him up.
Right.
Right. All my Hornby train sets are sold by my parents.
That's child abuse. That's fucking child abuse, that is.
Mine was the same, but it weren't my parents. It was me fucking brother.
That's like Meccano, Keith. Meccano's coming back and it's worth fucking bucket loads, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming back.
I had fucking millions of Meccano when I was a kid.
Well, I didn't know I do that.
Oh, mate. Yeah, crazy. Oh, Keith disappeared. He's going to fucking get us something, hasn't he? Let's
Oh,
What's that advert in the 80s where someone used to say, have you got Hornby Park, blah, blah,
there's loads.
pages, Yellow Pages advert?
Yeah, look.
Right, okay, Keith, what are we looking at?
That's Meccano.
Holy fuck, it is as well. That is Meccano, mate. Yeah, I had Meccano as a kid. I had it gifted to me. A big metal fucking, like a toolbox full of Meccano. And I obliterated it as a child. I think I set fire to it on numerous.
My fucking brother Glenn, if you my fucking brother Glenn sold all my railway, all my dinky cars, all my Corgi, Matchbox, sold them all so I can get myself some stupid little bloody cook saying he won the bloody fishing rights.
What?
Yeah. While I was in hospital, replacing from my times when I was got blown up.
Bless you.
Right.
Bless you. Oh, you fucking heroes.
My fucking brother sold all my railway.
His fucking brother. Listen to that, everyone. His fucking brother.
He sold all my railway stuff, all my corgis, all my trains,
Bastard.
all my Meccano stuff. You know, it's taken me 10 years to get my railway stuff back.
I'll fucking sue him, mate.
I wouldn't sue him.
What a bastard. Fucking bastard. Fucking bastards everywhere at the moment, isn't there? With a capital fucking B.
The thing is, though, he put all his money on his new Mini.
On his new Mini. Then they're a very nice vehicle, mate. My brother had one.
He's one for you. If I get out to be his new Mini, he'll have nothing left of these fucking new Mini. Because
bastard. You're wonderful, kid.
Bastard.
Wonderful.
You wanker. That's my brother for you. I'm
getting told off behind the scenes, Keith. I'm getting told off by my fucking moderators. Calm it down, right? Because I can stop you being a moderator just as quick as a fucking major one. Not that I ever would, sister. I love you, darling.
Right, this I managed to get these on to get. Right, I managed to get these back.
Wow, but they're worth money.
10 years to get these back.
10 fucking years.
Can't get them anywhere. I had to go on eBay to get these, and you know what I'm like with eBay.
eBay, mate. Yeah. But most people are like with pornography. Keith, he's like with it. He's fucking hooked.
Here's one for you, because I'm into buying stuff that basically needs TLC, you know, tender love and care and everything else, and people used and abused them and everything.
But yeah, go ahead, mate.
I bought that.
Wow, look at that. Golden fleece.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Golden fleece, Keith?
It's a tanker. Basically,
tanker?
Was the one with...
what the fuck is the Golden Fleece? What is that, a company?
It's a company that deals with...
Sheep?
No. It's a people that deal with sweet molasses.
Sweet what?
Sweet molasses. It's for...
Sweet molasses?
Yeah, it's for farmers. They put it all over the green grass they got, and they use it for molasses on that for the cows to eat.
The grass is not always greener. Just so you know.
I've got this body today off eBay for 16 quid, and I say, where's the wheels, Chief? I could add the wheels.
Bargain. Fucking bargain, mate.
It's a fucking bargain.
Yeah, that is a bargain.
Because if you had the wheels to it, right, and you bought it as is, you're talking near 80 quid.
Well, Keith, when this year I get my driving licences back, and that is definitely my...
Have a look at my railway.
I'm coming to you, and I want to see this fucking 60 by 90 foot railway that you've built.
Yeah.
I do. I really want to see it.
Well, I've got pictures on Facebook that will show you. I've got 3 of my mates coming round tomorrow to help me move stuff around and start putting track in. And
you had a bit of bad news this week as well, Keith, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got to go to John's funeral, but John's wife's funeral.
How has that affected your mental health, son?
Well, anyway, because I've been moping around in the house, I said, come on up.
Yeah, go on.
Come over to my house and we'll do some work in my garden on the railway. Oh, would we?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely up for that. I'm sure Indiana will help as well. She'll probably fucking destroy it, but she'll help.
Yeah, I might have a dog myself eventually. I tried having a girlfriend, but you can't call me girlfriend a dog. Shouldn't have said that.
We're better than that. We're better than that. There's no dogs. There's no dogs in and around us at the moment.
No, well, my ex.
We've had an evening where we haven't been attacked by trolls. Now, obviously, I haven't spoken to one yet, so I'm not actually 100% sure on that. But it looks like we've been left alone.
Yeah, we know who the trolls were, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, we'll keep it that. We know who they are.
I don't want to know, Keith. I don't want to know. Over my head, mate. I'm sorry, but no. People have got their own ears and eyes, son. We don't need to talk about it. We really don't.
Anyway.
I don't want to talk about it anymore on any future episodes or any of my lives. That is now private and completely fucking private, and people can't even. So that's the way forward. You know what I mean? But Keith, you have been an absolute amazing guest as always, and I don't like to call you a guest because you have got a permanent slot on Magnets and Mental Health once a month. Your knowledge is insurmountable. It's fucking amazing. And everybody, please, when you're magnet fishing, add Keith Poynter on Facebook as a friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will accept. And when you find something, and it might be a bit heavy, and you think, you know what, I don't know what the fuck it is, because that's what I normally do. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's going to scrap man. Hit Keith Poynter up first. and let his wealth of knowledge let you know whether or not that is an item that needs to go to scrapman or needs to go home. And you know, if there is of monetary value, it's silly that we're throwing things away. Essex magnet hunters will not be throwing anything away from about May, June. Everything, we've always had our stuff taken by the Essex scrapmen, but I'm getting a transit van and I am going to get it so that we will never have to give our scrap away again. Because at the moment, Keith, the price of scrap metal is going through the roof.
Oh yes,
In
definitely.
London, it's out for about £170 a tonne. Is it a tonne? Yeah, £170 a tonne now.
Yeah, and copper and brass has gone up. Lead shot through the roof. Lead shot through the roof. It's like that joke I said to you, didn't I, when we did it on the embankment, right, on the towpath, and you dropped onto a massive big rail with a fence panel, and I shouted over to him. I said, and you could see it on his, you could hear it on his YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
you see it on his YouTube, right? And I said to him, will you take a fence? Will you take a fence if I took a power turf? Yeah. And he didn't hear the recall of it. Everybody else burst out laughing, right? And then he said, "Oh, something to eat now, courage, yeah."
Oh my God. Well, this is a good thing, right? Someone posted on Essex Magnet Hunters Facebook group yesterday. He's a new member, and his goal, believe it or not, he lives in Southend, and he said that his goal in magnet fishing is to become the Southend branch of Essex Magnet Hunters. Bless him. He bought 2 hardcores from Magnetar on my recommendation. He went out yesterday and he found his first fucking gun, mate. Proper gun. It was unusable, couldn't be repaired, but the fucking police, Essex police, they took it off him and they said they can't give him it back. What a load of bollocks. We need to go to Southend. We do need to go to Southend.
Here's one for you. Here's one for you guys, right? As you know, I don't advertise. I don't advertise at all, you know. I just don't advertise.
EMH5, everyone, and you will get 5% off. You buy something from Magnetar, you know you're getting top quality. They're the original, and they are the best. But, you know, at the end of the day, as I've said on many occasions, and as Glenn said on Peaky Dipper's live broadcasting the week, there are no magnet wars. There hasn't been magnet wars for a long time. There really is.
Listening at all. You know?
Here's the bollocks. Yeah, look at the fucking size of the sticker, Keith.
Yeah, look at the colour. That's
Coming for it. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And also I've got one from Drake the Mag. Have you got one from Drake the Mag?
I believe I have. Yeah, Drag the Mag. I've got Drag the Mag just there. Yeah, it's only small. You know, I think it's, I don't know, you know, Vinny, I've got a lot of time for Vinny.
Oh, Vinny, he's a good rapper, he's honestly.
Lovely guy. You know what I mean? 90% of the community are fucking fantastic. Awesome.
Anybody else has got, just...
Has anyone got a final question for
Yeah,
Keith?
final question.
So tonight.
And now I'm not married, and
I've
now
only had 4 hours sleep. Otherwise, I'd be on here for 3 hours, you know I would. Or 5 hours, 6 hours, like I did on fucking New Year's night.
How about if we've done a 3-hour stint then?
Well, we will in the future, Keith, but you know, patience is a virtue, mate.
I ain't got the patience, I ain't a virtue either.
Patience is a virtue. You're patient, you're part of the team, mate. You're part of the team. You are part of this talk show. And everybody, once a month, they can't wait for you to come back on, mate.
Well, listen, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'm doing a live chat every Thursday.
Thursday, 10 p.m. Hit him up. Keith Poynter on Facebook.
9 p.m, right, on a Thursday on Facebook, right, at the moment.
Yeah.
Till such time, Ted gets fed up with me and I'll go on YouTube and talk.
Keith, you've done me the honour of coming on for that first time.
I
This is-
think it's a lot better. You get
This is
more
bit-
people,
Bless
you know.
Bless you.
And if your mate next to you has got any questions, let him fire it away now. While he's still sitting on your bed. You know.
Pete, he's not my mate. He's Pete. He's co-founder of fucking Essex Magnianas, everyone.
Is he?
Man.
Wow.
He's a very busy man. He's got 4 beautiful daughters and a beautiful other half. He don't have the time to put in to the social media side like I do. But I promise you, Pete is the original Essex Magniana, right? He saved my life, Keith. He saved my life. By creating Essex Magnianas, he saved my life, as well as the community. They helped save my life. Although people right now are saying that my mental health is a load of bollocks. Well, all I can say to them is bollocks to yourself. Fucking mental health. You would have as well if you had the fucking life that I've lived the last 12 years.
Right.
But I don't mean to say that I have deserved some of it, but even so, there's a lot that I haven't. Hell of a lot.
People say to me, like yourself, where'd you get all the information from? Well, let's put it this way. I've been doing history.
I'm sorry to hear that, son.
Ooh, Chris, send you your name and address and...
There you go. You've got to send that to White Wellies, mate, and she'll send you some stickers that are mainly white with a little bit of black on them. And, White Welly is mainly white and black just because they're tight as arseholes, mate. And they didn't want to pay for the printing ink. So they white and black. So it was like, it didn't cost them a fucking penny, basically. But I love you, Anna. I love you, Andrew. And I love every one of you that are watching right now. I absolutely fucking adore you.
If anybody's interested in railways, please get in touch with me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I know where the bargains are. I know where the bargains.
Railways, I've got more of an interest in diarrhea personally, but that's me. I don't really like railways. Railways don't really float my boat. But you can talk about fucking anything when you come in here once a month.
Well, here's one for you. You know the bloke who hurt his head, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, flies got in there and laid eggs, and basically he was on the cliff for about a couple of weeks or more, right? He thought it was just a bang of burrs or something, but in the end, he said, "Oh, your head stinks." If it weren't for the maggots, right, the maggots in his head, clearing all the pus out of his head, he would have lost his life.
Oh my fucking word, mate! Jesus Christ!
Maggot, right, cleared the pus from his cut on his head.
Wow!
Right, and saved his life. It's amazing what insects you can use to save your life, right? And talking about saving life,
yes, no. What fucking insects can save our life?
Yeah.
Jeez. I just pissed myself, didn't I? All I've done is I just filled up my glass. Look at that, Keith.
Oh my God, you wet yourself.
Someone pissed on me. Fucking water sports, mate. Water sports. What a load of bollocks.
Yeah. Keep it in the bottle. That's what I do.
No, mate. I just wanted to finish my wine. I am not a drinker, Keith. You know I'm not a drinker. Most of the time I do my lives, and I do it all. Just under my medication.
Listen, guys. Now I've got
I was offered a bottle of white wine, Keith, by my neighbour Stanley, and I look a gift horse in the mouth. If he wants to give me a bottle of white wine, he can give me a bottle of white wine.
Well, I've got a confession to make while we're on here. Right? I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't swear. Fuck me, I left my pipe in the pub.
Did you hear that? That is classic, that is, Keith. That is awesome.
I've got to like that, right? Right, hang on a sec, what's this? If I can identify what take pictures and... Yeah. Send pictures to me and I'll try out and look at it for you.
My inbox is open for everybody. Everybody that's got time for me. Everybody that wants to show me the respect that I deserve, and I will reciprocate and I will show it back, as I've always done.
Now, I'm going to ask another question to everybody. Should I shave this off, right, and my tash and everything else, and come clean?
Well, that's entirely up to you, mate. Whatever floats your boat, isn't it? I think you told me that your beard, you grew it because of that mine that went off when you were serving.
Yeah.
What is the scar like, Keith? Is it bad?
Wait, I don't know if you can see.
We can't see nothing, Keith. At the moment, you don't look scarred in any way, shape, or form.
It's there and it comes over a bit. Right, that's a bit.
You've got to decide to yourself, is that going to affect your confidence? You know? Is that going to affect your confidence? Because if it isn't,
if I grow it and make it into a plait, I'll be able to.
Mate, do it. But spray it green, yellow, and red, so you can do it for Bob Marley, mate.
Oh, I could do, or I could do it for or I could do it for Queen and Country, like, you know. Red, white, and blue.
Who's that?
I don't know. Queen, you know, Queen.
I'm not anti-royal, mate.
I'm not that Queen, you idiot.
Freddie Mercury.
The other Queen.
What other Queen?
We will rock you.
LGBTQ, mate, and we are all about inclusion for everybody.
Yeah, I'm talking about Queen as in we will rock you.
Oh right, Queen Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, it was a good singer. Yeah, it was a good group, that was Queen.
Oh, they were the bollocks, mate. They were the bollocks, definitely.
And if anything gets me down, I usually play we will fuck you.
No, I like that other one. What's that other one called? We are the champions.
Yeah.
We are the champions. No time for losers, because we are the champions of the world.
Well,
everyone, just singing. I'm quite happy. I've drunk a bottle of white wine on an empty stomach tonight, Keith.
Ooh.
So,
get yourself a curry. Get yourself a biryani down there.
I'm going to get twatted as well at the end of this live in private, but that's neither here nor there. I can't stop.
If anybody wants to get in touch with me, please do so after the chat. If you can't get in touch with me,
absolutely. Let's be serious now, because we are going to come to an end. Thank you, Keith, for joining. You have been an absolute pleasure as always, and yeah, give it another 3 or 4 weeks, mate, and you'll be back on the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week I'll be out. I haven't had the time this week, everyone. I really haven't had the time. There's been so much going on behind the scenes. What with the proposal, what with the risk assessment we had to do for this collaboration. We've heard from Sci-Fines that he's turning up for our collaboration. So that'll be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Waiting to hear from the green light from the council. But no news, Keith, is good news.
Yeah.
So I'm believing that, you know, they haven't said no, and they're obviously it's in their proposal or it's within their other business that they haven't possibly covered in council meetings yet. But they will be soon, and I will be able to confirm it to everyone. Yeah. Now, regardless of confirmation with the upcoming collaboration that we're organising, we've already had over a dozen people book their hotels because they don't give a shit if we get the green light or not. They're coming to see us. They're going to come and sing Indiana, and regardless of whether or not we get the green light in Brightonsea, if we do, for whatever reason, get a red light, then I'm going to take everyone to Harwich, because I've got a honey hole of a place that needs fishing. Our last place, Pete. That was a bollocks. Imagine having those people there. It'd be the nuts. It'd be the nuts.
If you get that concrete bridge that you was in the middle of nowhere, Don't forget that base.
That was,
Right.
mate.
That army base was for the Rangers during the Second World War. First World War was used as an internment part where it used to be for prisoners of war, and also Second World War, and also it was used for other things as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
And
Right,
if
everyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Keith say his outro now because he is the history man and he has an outro. So before I kick him from the chat, Keith, you got to do your outro, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the history man talking from the hip saying, ta-ra for now. I'll see you later.
Thursday night, 9 p.m. on Facebook. Add him on Facebook. He does a cracking live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. So yeah, Keith, I'll hit you up in the next 48 hours, son, and we'll have a catch up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to boot you. We can say goodbye together to everybody.
Yeah.
So
it's goodbye from me, and it's good from.
If I had my glasses, now I've got an optician's appointment on Thursday, and if I had my new glasses, we'd look like my wise mate. But I ain't got.
What I was going to say then.
I sat on my cheapo ones from Boots the other day and broke them in fucking two. But then
I found them for you.
No.
Glasses.
Honestly, everyone, thank you for your continued support. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for the supportive messages that I've had over the last 48 hours. You really do make a difference. And let's move on. For 2022, let's we don't need to be children. We can move on. And if we don't like people, we just be courteous and polite, and that's what it's all about. So thank you, everyone, for joining. From me and Keith, it is good night. From Pete.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Indiana.
Indeed.
It is good night. So thank you all for joining and see you next week.
And before you go.
Go on, Keith, quick.
If anybody's interested in railways and they're not sure about different things, get in touch with me.
Get in touch with him, right? Railways, fucking extraordinaire. Anything. You want to know about bog paper in 1920? You hit up Poynter, right? You want to know about fucking shoes in the 17th century? You hit up Keith Poynter, because I'm telling you, he's got a book for everything and a wealth of knowledge. So, Keith, thank you for joining, son. And everybody else, thank you so much for being there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the moderators for doing the job so amazingly well. And yeah, that's episode 10, done and dusted. So look forward to next week and episode 11. Take care, everyone. From me and Keith, Peter and Indy, it is goodbye. Bye, everyone. See you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.